Hey, everybody, welcome back. So, now that I've shown you all the basics of what I've done in my new home, it's time to dive into the heart of my home automation setup. And as you've probably seen from the title, that heart is none other than Home Assistant. Home Assistant has been around for quite some time, since 2013, in fact. Initially, it was mainly for home automation enthusiasts, requiring a bit of technical know how. But lately, it's become a lot more accessible for the average everyday consumer. And that's honestly because the entire smart home industry is evolving. With Matter, Zigbee, Z Wave, Apple HomeKit, Alexa, Google Home, and MDNS working in the background, toward a more inclusive ecosystem, getting devices to talk to each other has never been easier. Okay, but enough of the backstory. Let's kick the tires on Home Assistant and see exactly what it can do. So, if you're new to Home Assistant, think of it as the ultimate smart home control hub. It's an open source platform that allows you to integrate, automate, and control a massive range of smart devices all from one place. Unlike cloud based solutions like Google Home or Alexa, Home Assistant is designed to run locally on your own network. This means you have faster response times, better privacy, which means your data isn't sent to third party servers, and more customization. You can run it on a device like a Raspberry Pi or a dedicated server or even a small PC. And once it's up and running, you can start adding integrations to bring your smart home devices to life. So let's talk about compatibility. One of the biggest strengths of Home Assistant is its device compatibility. It supports over 2,500 integrations and can connect to nearly anything, including Zigbee and Z Wave devices, Matter and Thread devices, which is growing quite fast, Wi Fi based smart plugs, lights, and sensors, Apple HomeKit, Google Home, and Alexa, and even older devices that don't have built in smart functionality. And because it's open source, the community is consistently adding support for new devices and protocols. All right, so let's talk about the Home Assistant dashboard. One of the coolest things about Home Assistant is that the UI is completely customizable. You can set up custom dashboards to display exactly what you want. You can create buttons, sliders, and graphs to monitor your home. You can even use it on mobile devices, tablets, or wall mounted displays, some of which you can actually create yourself, and the community is taken off with that. You want to check the temperature, see if a window is open, or turn on the lights. You can design a dashboard that can make this super easy and intuitive for anyone in the family. Knowing that my wife is tech challenged at times, I've made a custom dashboard just with the things that she wants to see. So she's not inundated with, for example, what the thermostat's doing, what the weather is, or how much utility we're using each month on appliances. I can have a dashboard that just showed her what the weather today is, the kids' cameras, the doorbell, the locks, the simple stuff. So let's talk about automation and scenes. This is where Home Assistant really shines. Automations allow you to create powerful smart home routines that you can have to do just about anything. For example, you can have lights automatically turn on when you arrive, motion sensors trigger lights on at night, and a custom goodnight scene that locks doors, turns off the lights, and sets the alarm. And that's just to name a few. You can even have energy saving automations that turn off devices when nobody's home or in a specific room. And the best part, you aren't limited to what manufacturers want you to do. You can create automations that work across different brands, ecosystems, and platforms. And sometimes you can't do that with Google Home or Alexa, for example. You can set up automations using Home Assistant's built in automations editor, or if you're a little more advanced, you can use YAML scripting for even more control. So let's talk about voice control and smart assistants. Another thing that makes Home Assistant awesome is its ability to work with voice assistants. You can integrate the standards like Alexa, Google Home, and Siri. You can use local voice control for offline commands. And if you want full privacy, you can even set up your own open source voice assistant using things like Raspy or Whisper, or even a lot of the large language learning model that people are using today with AI and different home automation, stuff like that. This means you're not limited to a big tech ecosystem if you don't want to be. So let's talk about how Home Assistant compares to other popular smart home platforms like Google Home, Apple HomeKit, and SmartThings. So with Google Home and Alexa, this is great for beginners, but heavily cloud dependent, less customizable than Home Assistant, and relies on a consistent network outside of your home. Apple HomeKit, it's secure and privacy focused, but limited in device compatibility unless you use Homebridge, which Home Assistant does actually have a native integration for. Smart Things, it has a good ecosystem, but relies on Samsung's cloud for most automations. And although I've shown in previous videos you can use it offline, the community has stopped to grow as organically as Home Assistant seems to have taken off. So this is another reason why I give a check to Home Assistant. So let's talk about Home Assistant. Like we said, local control, endless customization, works with nearly everything. And if you want total control over your smart home, this is the way to go. So, should you use Home Assistant? And is Home Assistant right for you? I would say if you want full control over your smart home, if you prefer local processing over cloud dependency, if you love customizing dashboards and automations, and if you have a mix of smart home devices from different brands, like you guys see here on the channel, I definitely do, then Home Assistant is absolutely worth it. It does have a learning curve, especially if you dive into the more advanced automations, but the flexibility and power it offers makes it an amazing choice for any smart home enthusiast. So, there you have it, Home Assistant in a nutshell. I'll be making more videos on how to set it up, create automations, and customize dashboards. So, if you're interested, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out. Also, let me know in the comments. Are you using Home Assistant? Are you thinking of switching to it or something else that's on the horizon that I'm unaware of? Let's chat down in the comments and let me know. And that'll be it for this one, guys. I'll see you on the next one. As always, thanks for watching. See you later.